Hello, men. Let's see what we're going to talk about. We're going to pick up where we left off last time. I think I was talking about when you're on a divine journey, things happen in a proper order. Things may not go the way you planned, and you cannot write the script for your life because God has a plan for you. But when you're doing things God's way and in God's order, you're not living forlorn. You're not living a life when you look back down your path, you're saying, why, oh, why? What has really happened here? Why this tornado came into my life? You're not questioning your choices because that's why I ask you guys, I ask you men to slow down. Take your time to get to know yourself. Life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And so when you are going through the fiery furnace and you have those challenges in life, things are consistent. You are consistently following the depth of your character's choices, the core of your being. For instance, when these people came into my life like Godzilla, stomping on everything in sight, thumping out my dreams. You know what I'm saying? Godzilla. I don't even know if you all know who Godzilla is. Godzilla was a popular monster movie in the 70s in the United States. It was made out of Japan. Japanese had this monster that came out of the depths, the ocean depths. And when he got to land, he stepped on everything. He stepped on houses. He stepped on cars. He stepped on people. He tore down buildings. Everything. Google Godzilla. And so these people came into my life and stomped out my dreams like Godzilla. I am not my dreams. Dreams can be redone. You can redefine your dreams. You can capture new dreams and come up with a new plan. But I only have one shot at giving my children their future and letting them have their lives so that they can live a life and so that when they're done, when they come to the end of their journey, you can return to heaven. And that is my job. When God gave Reggie and me you, and we pray saying our prayers, asking for so we can start our family and have a healthy family and raise you up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord and live our lives and let our family be glorifying and pleasing to the Lord. All of that. It was so that you all can be raised right. We don't want you raised in confusion, and then when you get out here and you don't know you don't know the premise on which you stand. So that way, when you go through that fiery furnace, you know what you're fighting for. You know you're not fighting for your career. You're not fighting for your dreams. You're not fighting so that you can have your way. You're fighting so that you can give your children a chance so that they can live their futures. Or at least that's the way it was for me. I wasn't dazed and confused. I don't look down on my life journey and see dazed and confused and not knowing why me? Why, oh, why? I ain't got none of that going on. I know exactly why my choices are what they are. I would be forlorn. I would be living real sad if I was living out the choices somebody else made for me and I had no say in it. I didn't get to have a say or make some decisions along the way. All I'm doing is going with the flow. Well, you all need to not go with the flow in your lives either. You need to know what the premises is and what you stand. You need to know what your values and beliefs are because you are going to get tested. The only way you're not going to get tested in this lifetime and you're going to die is if you die young. Die before you get tested, before you go through the fiery furnace, before you have to have the challenges of marriage and family and all that. Because once you start those families and get married and stuff like that, you done tied your life to somebody else. So you're not only dealing with your stuff, but you're also dealing with their stuff. So you all have to be clear and know where you stand. And that's why I'm asking you all to slow it down. Delay your gratification. Learn who you are. Get your family's truths. So that way when you are embroiled in a situation, you already know what your decisions are going to be, what you're going to be fighting for. But anyway, I'm just starting to ramble. Let me stop that because I'm going to keep the video short. But I'm going to give you some more vocabulary words to look up. I'm going to let you look up the word heir. Look up the word inheritance. Look up the word executor. Executor of estate. Because those words are important to you because you need to know where you stand with these documents that came into play in your childhood. Because Elizabeth is not your father's heir. You are. You are his heir. You are to inherit his estate. Elizabeth was the executor of your estate, of your daddy's estate. She was holding on to your estate, managing your estate until you come of age and you can manage your own affairs. And I'm saying this to you is because you have to decide what documents you want to launch your futures off of. Because I already know the documents on which I stand. I already told you that. I stand by this. I stand by. And this is governed by this. And I stand by this. These are this is the foundation on which I stand. Now you all have to decide what foundation you stand. Because it makes a difference on what will and will not come to pass. Now, I want you to have a say. Because in 2001, all I could do is act on my core of value choices. Now, what is at the core of your being? You really don't know yet. You're not even old enough to know. But you need to get yourself a life coach so that you can have somebody can help you make decisions about what to do about your family. Because Elizabeth is not Reggie's heir. And so she's not going to inherit his estate. You all are. And she was the executor of your estate. And as the executor of your estate, she should have been taking account of what she's doing with your wealth and assets. Keeping track of stuff. And you all need to investigate. Find out what really been going on. She's the one who was blowing in my husband's ear. My husband. Not my boyfriend. Not my fiance. But my husband's ear. And when we asked my mom to come down and help take care of you. Because we asked her too. She couldn't come and help take care of you while we were in Germany because she was taking care of the Regency House. She would be ask her about the Regency House. Where's that Regency House now? What's going on with the Regency House now? She couldn't come down and help take care of you while we were in Germany because she was busy with the Regency House. Well, then she wanted to be bad-mouthing my mama because my mama stopped what she was doing with the blessing of her husband and came down and took care of you. And then she blowing in my husband's ear, what kind of grandmother gonna be taking money and getting paid to take care of her grandkids? You know what? What kind of fool this sloop-footed, this cock-eyed woman want to come out there and say to my husband, what kind of grandmother is gonna be taking money to be watching her grandkids? If my mama was independently wealthy, my mama would have took a nickel to take over her to watch her grandkids. But my mom wasn't independently wealthy. She grew up in the South in a working class family just like everybody else. My grandpa got up before the break of dawn so that he could go and work at the fishery, so that he could take care of his family. My grandma stayed home. She was a housewife. Grandpa used to come home for lunch every day. He got up, went to work, bicycle, tricycle, automobile, but he got to work so he could provide for his family, working class people. And grandma stayed at home and took care of the house. So my mama wasn't independently wealthy. Then she went up and she married a man. She married my dad, and they lived a modest little life. But if she's taking care of her grandkids, we're going to have to pay somebody to take care of our children anyway. So who best to pay to take care of your kids except the grandmother? And then this old cockeyed Betty, demon, going in there doing, what kind of mother, what kind of grandmother gonna get paid to take care of her own grandkids? So Reggie had to hear that nonsense. Anyway, why did I stop talking about that? Oh, because I was telling you to figure out what's going on with your estate. You all are your father's heirs. You all are to receive an inheritance from his estate. That is your estate, and she was the executor of that estate. Make sure all that stuff is in proper order. And then find out what went on with David, too, because she claimed that she was divorced. So if she was divorced, then what went on with David's estate? Did she inherit it? Did she inherit David's estate, or did he will that stuff to you? You all need to get your assets and find out what's going on. Because if I have to intervene, then I will. Because it'll be over my dead body before I let this lady live off your wealth and inheritance. And divvy it out to you as if it was hers to divvy out. That's your stuff. And it's mine too. Because I never I never signed no documents. And all my estate went with y'all. Because that's the way it should be. I'm not going to go here and hire no lawyer to fight for stuff. I want the washer, dryer, refrigerator. I want both jacuzzis. And I want this and that and all that. But then what? And then let my kids go with and have my kids go back and forth between two families? My washer, dryer, refrigerator, the jacuzzis and all that, that get to stay with me. That's not going between two homes. So why am I gonna let my kids have to go back and forth between two homes? That's not gonna happen. And I'm not gonna be choosing stuff. That everything we did together. It was for the benefit of the whole family. And so anyway, let me close this one down. But you all go ahead and find out what's going on with your estate. Y'all are old enough now. You can hire yourself an estate lawyer, and you can get yourself a life coach. And you need to find out what's going on with yourself. You see what I'm saying? Because mommy don't want to have to deal with this in some kind of other way. Anyway, I'm signing off.